Whenever I go online on different witchcraft or occult groups, I always hear people talk about how to use magic to solve their problems. Some of these problems are pretty basic, ranging from I need some more money to pay a bill, and I need a good money spell, or I need a spell to spice up my luck at finding a date. Sometimes there's more complex ones, right? We live in a very complex world, and we have a lot of complex emotions, and as a result, have a lot of complex things going on. So it concerns me. It certainly triggers a lot of compassion. Seeing people have so many problems and trying to solve them with one technique or with a process that doesn't address the entire problem in perhaps what we can call a holistic manner. So when I'm attacking a problem with magic, I actually have a bit of a process to ensure that everything can be accounted for and dealt with. And I like to use as few as resources possible as well. So as such, I want to share my process for attacking magical problems. It's really worked for me. I've seen a lot of successful practitioners, ones that are honestly better than I am, use very similar processes. This process is really rooted in critical thinking, and it's a nice way to kind of balance out like the mind and the heart, logic and emotions, and try to get things working better for you. So I'm just going to break it down. So this process breaks down into identifying the problem, analysis, inventory of available resources, strategy, execution, and observation. So, identifying the problem. The first step is identifying the problem. For this example, let's say someone's in a partnership and they're having some issues. They've been arguing for a month, and unfortunately, they have to go to a wedding of a mutual friend. So the practitioner does not want to spend a long weekend. It's an 8-hour trip each way in a car with their partner where there's potential for a lot of arguments and maybe some harsh words you can't take back. So we're like, hey, let's go do something to help our relationship, and I need to do it right now. That's the problem identified. Next is analysis. You want to look at the entire picture. In this relationship spell example, let's say they want the love spell to improve their relationship with their partner. They really have to look at the different aspects of the relationship, right? So that means maybe how their communication is, how finances and resources are, because people argue about that often in a partnership. Um, Maybe even like their love life and things in the bedroom is a little frosty. It really depends, and everything's really interconnected, right? It's really hard to identify one problem, especially they kind of connect into each other. So the next step is the inventory. So look at what's available resources you have, and this is going to include whatever spell materials you have around the house, like herbs, stones, candles, what books you have, what techniques you know, what things you feel comfortable doing, especially without like reading from a book, because you really want to do things from memory, and that allows you to let the emotions flow a lot better. So let's say they're going around and say, "Hey, I've got some candles. I'm a kitchen witch. I'm gonna go grab some herbs from the pantry, and I'm ready to go." Now, next up is my strategy. Now, they decided they want to attack the relationship problem in terms of money because they've been arguing about that, communication has been going well, connection, and just like emotional connection and like physical attraction because things may have gone a little frosty there. So coincidentally, not really, this actually kind of works with the four elements. So money, earth, communication, air, emotional connection, water, and physical attraction, passion, fire. Pretty cool, huh? So they go to the kitchen. Practitioner's witch is looking around. She gets some cinnamon since he used that effectively for prosperity spells. She maybe gets a little vanilla extract because it reminds her or him or they of romantic candles, massage oils. It has a nice warming aroma. It's very pleasurable. Let's say they're also using mint. That's used in a lot of communication magic, and also like fresh breath. Like you're clearing the air for clear communication, right? Oh yes, and lastly, they'll use chamomile. There's a ton of chamomile tea in that witch's place. Chamomile helps them relieve stress for the physical body, but what works for the physical body can translate for magical usage. So a stress relieving herb or plant or anything else can be used in a stress relieving way to alleviate that with magic, or using magic to alleviate that rather. So they got their candle, they got their herbs or rock and roll. So that brings us to the next step of execution. So they get their ingredients together. What they want to do first is they want to energetically charge things. Like they take the candle, they're at their heart, and they kind of visualize their intentions, visualize having a good weekend, and they charge up that candle with energy. course, you want to like purify all the ingredients first, make sure you're relaxed so you're in a good magical state of mind before you do all that. Next, they'll take up the herbs or vanilla extract or all the stuff in hand, and then we'll charge it with a specific intention that corresponds with everything. Now, this intention kind of works as a binding glue to like get all the ingredients working together for a common purpose. After that, let's say they realize, oh crap, the vanilla extract is just going to go right off the candle, and I need something to stick the herbs to. But let's say they get a little almond extract, they purify and charge that up too, and they add that to their vanilla extract, anointing the candle with the vanilla oil, you know, concentrate, yeah, vanilla oil concoction there. And then let's say they take the herbs and sprinkle them on some plastic wrap and then roll the candle in the herbs. So and they're ready to go. So after that, they can just set up some sacred space, ask for assistance from the higher powers, and light the candle, and they're ready to go. The last step is observation. So that means being patient also before anything else. You want to really remove the emotions you're having with the thing you've done magic for, because that those emotions after the fact can actually influence the magic you did beforehand. So you want to try to stay calm and collected. You want to try to forget about it. Distract yourself. You're in this example, practitioner, the witch is going on a weekend wedding trip, so there's probably lots of packing to do, preparations, make sure the dog's going, the dog sitter, whatever. So just kind of like take that step back. Also, there's a week before when they were doing the magic to when they were going to have this trip. So during that time, the practitioner can take some notes, they can journal, see what's changed within them, within their partnership, and things like that. And that's pretty much it. Now, if the magic didn't work how it was supposed to, or you had some different effects, the observation step is going to be really essential in looking at things after the fact and seeing what you learned. We're all learning and growing as people, and definitely as practitioners. Magic is certainly an art and a science, kind of like cooking or art or visual art or any other artwork you sculpting or underwater basket weaving, as my mother would joke. So yeah, so that's kind of my process. It's pretty tried and true. I hope it works well for you. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you have any questions, problems, concerns, or shoot, even complaints, I'm here for you. My information's everywhere, and I'm happy to help.